actually hunt some wolf last night. I saw him make a few plays. I saw it.
Fumble on,
he did.
To him.
He did. And I actually saw Trevon Diggs hang tough like you have to do. You have to have no memory as a cornerback.
Zero.
You get smoked a couple times, and then you got him back.
Twice.
You picked him off twice. Carson Wentz gave you 4 gifts just barely into the third quarter. And I'm thinking, wait a second. My team actually jumped out to a 3-0 lead. Or you believe my Cowboys had the lead over the Eagles? This happened at Philadelphia. And I'm thinking, wait a second. Yeah, it was 3 field goals, like you say, 59 yards, 49 and 49. But still, I look at what happened in the third quarter, and after Trevon Diggs went Stephon Diggs and over the shoulder caught it over on Wentz in the end zone and then ran it back 33 yards. Here came my Dallas Cowboys. And would you believe on that drive, they started doing something you've called for all year long. Just run the football. You've got a kid in BAD at quarterback who last night was truly just BAD.
Yeah.
He just can't play. I'm sorry, he's flinching at the rush. He's throwing wild high. I know it was windy. I know it was chilly. I know it was drizzly. I got all that. But he was just awful bad, BAD was. And yet, he can hand off.
Right.
And he handed off to Zeke. And look what happened. Zeke goes 9, 6, 8. And then, wait a second, here comes Tony Pollard. I love Tony Pollard. I have from the start. He's got a little more zip, a little more wiggle to him.
You know what I thought you was going to say? I thought you was going to get upset because Zeke asked to come out after 9, 8, and 6.
Well, he did, but Pollard is such a great change of pace because Zeke doesn't have Sutton to him anymore. He lumbers through the hole. And it's not bad, but it's not 2016 Zeke.
No.
But Tony Pollard gives him a little burst, and the defense is back on its heels because he goes 7 and 9. And all of a sudden, it's 2nd and 8 at the Philadelphia 26-yard line. We have a chance to go up 16-7, which would feel like 36-7 in a game like that. Am I right?
Yes.
And all of a sudden, what does Kellen Moore call? A gadget play. A trick play. What are you doing? Can we see the trick play? Cedric Wilson, who's a high school quarterback, he's going to throw. Oh, wait, it's Fletcher Cox. He's going to throw a reverse pass.
Why?
And you lose like 100 yards.
Why?
It felt like you lost 100 yards. What are you doing? No, Kellen, you got them on their heels. Just go boom, boom, boom.
Skip, and that's the
boom.
That's the weakness of the defense is the wide 9 is that you can run the ball down the hill, but you can't get outside. Why would you do that in that situation?
We had Zach Martin back. We had a semblance of hope in the interior line where actually you were gashing them. You had the game in the palm of your hands, and then you go backwards and you wind up with a Zerline field goal from, I think it was 52.
Yeah.
And he missed it.
And the wind.
The wind caught it, or he knuckleballed it because he kicks the weirdest kicks I've ever seen. He hit one last night that was as pure as the driven snow, right down the middle. But most of them go left, right, in, right? That one just went dead right, a complete banana slice, and it was over. And it was probably wind blown, but I don't know. Yet, here we go. Philly goes 52 yards, 9 plays. They scored the 2-point conversion. It's 15-9.
Right.
And yet, here we come again with an 11-play, 40-yard drive, and we get down to 4th and 2 at your 35-yard line, and I'm thinking, maybe, and could we see the play that happens with old Nooch at quarterback? Andy Dalton could make this play. Nooch, no, don't go that way, don't go that way, and the ball gets tipped as he's throwing it, and it goes nowhere. That was the ugliest play of the night for the Dallas Cowboys. No,
just step up.
Just step up and throw it.
Yes.
Throw it with some conviction. No. And we turn it over on downs. But we hold Philly. My defense rises and shines again, and we get the ball back. And again, we go 11 plays, 40 yards. And old Nooch made a throw here and there. He found Dalton Schultz a couple of times because the tight end's the easiest, as you well know.
Yep.
When in doubt, find the tight end, right? And again, it comes to 3rd and 6 at the 21-yard line. So you're all the way down to the Philly 21, and we're still... It's still 15-9.
Yes.
We got a shot, okay? And it comes to 3rd and 6. This is 5:18 left in the fourth quarter. If we could see what happens here. Nooch, hang on to the football. No, he gets blown up. They send the house at him. Jim Schwartz, as we knew he would. And here's the problem with this play. Vinny Curry comes up with the football. Cleanly. I got no problem with that. But he's down, and Connor Williams actually wrestles the ball away from him, but he's clearly down. He is down as you can be. He's down. You got to whistle that play dead. It's not a loose football at that point. You've got to call it down.
Skip, Carter's doing what you want to do. You want him to fight.
I want him to fight. He wouldn't fight for Andy Dalton last week, but he's fighting for the football and actually blows up the play again. So it was double jeopardy on one play because Vinny Curry should have been whistled down. He's on his back with full possession of the ball, being touched by Connor Williams. It's your ball right there. Well, that's it. The Philadelphia 35-yard line. So maybe my defense can hang on, and maybe you'll get one last shot with old Nooch. I also think Nooch could still be out there trying to get it in the end zone right now, and he couldn't get it in the end zone. That's what I believe. But the point is, we quote-unquote even got robbed on that play. Am I going to kick and scream about that today? No, I'm not, because how can I defend this? How can I even work up any mad about a game that you have a 7th-round quarterback? And by the way, NBC pointed this out last night. We have a little cronyism at work here because the late brother of Mike McCarthy in a suburb of Pittsburgh actually coached BAD. We're talking about Benjamin Anthony DiNucci when he was in, like, middle school, okay? So, again, they wound up in an elevator together before the national championship game in Dallas, and DiNucci introduced himself to Mike McCarthy, and I'm sure he told him, I used to play for your late brother. Yes. And so there was a little connection there, and I'm sure when they got to round 7 in the draft, Mike's saying, why don't we take this kid from James Madison? He's a good Pittsburgh kid, right? Okay, so even that. But Andy Dalton is coming back. And yet, I look at what's coming, that they're going to lose to Pittsburgh. And I'll be honest with you. I still can't make a case they're going to win another game because I'm not sure which it is.
Exactly.
They get Washington on Thanksgiving at home.
It's not like they're bringing Brady back. They're bringing Andy Dalton back. He's better than DiNucci, but let's not get carried away with him.
All right. I still think Andy Dalton is better than Carson Wentz, but that's just me. That's just me. Okay. So they've got Pittsburgh. Then they got Washington. I'm scanning down the schedule. They got Washington at home on Thanksgiving as a winnable game. Then I thought, could they win? Could they beat the rookie Joe Burrow at Cincinnati? Did you see what they just did to Tennessee yesterday?
Right.
Joe Burrow. And by the way, I heard Joe Burrow after his game say, would you believe we played today with 4 backup offensive linemen, including one we just signed on Friday that we started at right guard today? Okay. Well, doesn't he have excuses? He lit up a really good Tennessee defense, and they won the game. They won it pretty easily, 31-20. Okay, can my team go win there with Andy Dalton and his homecoming to Cincinnati? I don't know. Could they win a game or two here or there? How can I argue for Philly winning this division? Because I look down their schedule, and it's not that easy. And you're writing off the Giants. I'm not. But Philly gets a bye, and then they go to the Giants. They go to Cleveland. I don't know what to make of Baker and company right now. They're up and down, hot and cold. Then this is Philly's schedule. They got Seattle at home, at Green Bay, New Orleans at home, at Arizona. My God. Then at Dallas. And then Washington. Washington already beat them to start the year.
Well, that's my thing, Skip. That's why I believe Washington is more of a major player than the Giants. Not to say, but I don't believe anybody. I don't believe any of these teams. Skip, you know, there are teams that get on a roll and they win 5 or 6 games to close out the end of the year, and they win the division. A la the Tennessee Titans last year. They got on a roll, ended up getting into the division, and they get to the championship game. Do you believe anybody in this division can put together 3 wins in a row?
No, I do not.
And that's the
impossible.
problem.
It's impossible. They're all bad.
They're all bad.
You know it, and I know it. But somebody has to win, as you said.
Somebody has to win a bad division.
My defense, would you believe my defense just held Carson Wentz and company at Philadelphia on Sunday Night Football to 14 points? Because remember, there's a scoop and score. And we took a safety at the end of the game. Just to try to bamboozle them into it.
And it almost worked.
It almost worked, but it didn't work.
Can I ask you a question, Skip? What are coaches telling them? Do they realize that you can fair catch on the kickoff? You can fair catch a punt?
It was so short that the guys who were able to fair catch were too deep to come up and catch it.
The wind is blowing.
I know, it's terrible.
That's why they did it. That's why it happened. We did it in the championship game. We didn't say safety, Skip, but we kicked the ball off. And the ball hung up in the air, and the guy was so deep, it hit the ground. We jumped on it, and we never looked back. You can fair catch a punt. You can fair catch a kickoff on a safety. So do that. I don't know. And everybody just standing around looking like, what happened?
Do you want offensive linemen to fair catch it? Because that's what you're up against.
We lost the game that very way. Bill Belichick did that to us in Denver. took the safety, kicked off to us. The guys not realizing they could fair catch it. It hit the ground. We got it, but it pinned us down at the 5-yard line.
Okay.
Now we got punt.
This one went about 10 yards. It went about 80 yards high and about 10 yards long.
And that's why he punted, because first of all, you give your guys an opportunity to get down there. Second,
Zerline punted it.
Yes.
And he punted the hell out of it.
Put it up,
straight up.
It got caught up in the air.
Yep.
But Greg Ward is your punt returner.
Yep.
He should have been up closer to fair catch that and not have this scuttle. This could have been, it could have worked out in the Cowboys' favor.
Okay, so the last time my Dallas Cowboys played at Philadelphia, it was for all the marbles back in December. And guess what happened?
You got another 9 points.
Okay, we got 9 points. So we got 9 both times. So what's not to like about 9 and 9?
Right.
And last time Carson Wentz scored 17 and beat us 17-9.
Right.
This time his offense scored only 14. Right. So why wouldn't I be delusional about my chances that maybe we're just better than Philadelphia?
Well, hold on. You remember you had your complete arsenal last year. You had Ty Smith. You had your whole offensive line, Lyle Collins. You had, and you got 9 with Dak Prescott.
With Dak Prescott
as your starting quarterback.
He was our starting quarterback. He had a bum shoulder. He was not able to practice that week, but that's no excuse. He was out there. He played.
Oh, Nooch said, I need this job.
And Nooch said, I can do that. I can score 9 at Philadelphia. And guess what? He did.
Skip, look, let's be all the way. It was 2 bad teams playing last night. That's not why I can assure you, with NBC and Vision having Sunday Night Football,